You read the questions this week. I like it.
All right, let's move on to our second question of the day, which is from Germitsing on YouTube. And he says, make a video on Nelson. Is it a good city for stay? Tell something about job opportunities, accommodation, and things to do in Nelson.
So despite the fact that Germix is not polite,
we'll still answer
it. All right, Germit. You want to know about Nelson. Now, Nelson is a city which is located on the top of the South Island. It is one of the places in New Zealand which has the best weather. So that's a good thing about Nelson, that's for sure. It is actually one of the places in New Zealand with the highest amount of sun hours as well. So it kind of prides itself on being the sun coast of New Zealand.
Yeah.
Now Nelson is such a good place to actually spend some time in that it has so many offers accommodation-wise, especially budget accommodations like hostels, and therefore there is a lot of competition to make it the best. So this is some of the best hostels in the country. Let's be honest, you know, you're gonna get like some hostel will have like swimming pool and hammocks and everything like that. Some hostel will have like free chocolate puddings every night, free bike rentals, free this, free that. It's a really awesome place to live in. And yeah, work-wise as well, there's plenty. So let's get started.
Yeah.
Hostel-wise, Laura, talk to us about accommodation.
Well, yeah, as Robin just pretty much said quite excessively, there is a lot of really awesome hostels which you can actually stay in long term. They have decent long-term rates. So, you know, while you're like getting yourself on your feet and like trying to find a job and stuff, finding a more like longer term place to live, basing yourself in one of the hostels in Nelson is definitely a really good idea. And we actually have an article on BackpackerGuide.NZ which lists our top 10 favorite hostels, or there might be more, I can't remember, but yeah, we list all our favorite hostels on there as well, so definitely go check that out. And yeah, like Robin said, that all the hostels sort of have some really cool, unique selling points where they might have like free breakfast with free pudding on an evening, or they might have a swimming pool, or, you know, saunas, spa pools, and like loads of different stuff. So definitely a really good place for accommodation is Nelson. You can definitely stay there a while.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, do you want to talk more about the jobs?
All right, so job-wise, there is actually a lot to offer in Nelson. So there is a lot of retail, hospitality, and a lot of horticultural jobs, i.e. fruit pickings or fruit maintenance and farm jobs and all of that. So let's get started with retail jobs. Retail is basically working in the shops. Because Nelson is such a touristic city, there is a lot of shops in which you can be working. So you can either be a shop attendant, you can be helping with the warehouse or the work and those kind of things. There is even some cleaning jobs available there. For hospitality wise, there is a lot of cafes, there is a lot of restaurants, and there is a lot of hotel, motel, and hostels. Now all of those need staff. For any accommodation stuff, usually you're going to be starting by being either the receptionist or being working as the cleaner in there. So there is a lot of those kind of jobs available. You won't believe the amount of accommodation available in Nelson. Now for cafes and restaurants, it's either doing like dishwashing, busboy, which means clearing table, or waiters. But there is a lot of those jobs available. And there is obviously a lot of fruit picking over there, because there is a lot of stone fruits, which is like peaches, plums, nectarines, all of that. There is also a lot of vineyards. They make a lot of wine in Nelson, and there is also a few kiwi fruits here and there. Laura, what are the areas where you do the picking?
Yeah, so in a town literally just next door from Nelson, there are a few vineyards there, and that's in a place called Richmond. Or if you go further along the coast, as you head toward the Abel Tasman National Park, there's a town called Motueka, which that is where most of the fruit orchards are, and some more vineyards. So there's definitely a lot of work opportunities over there.
All right, and now for pleasure a little bit. So you study, you work, you find an accommodation place to stay. What about we are doing a few things there? first thing you want to do is advertisement. Tell us about advertisement.
Okay.
It's so nearby, it's so amazing. It's one of the crown jewel of New Zealand.
Yeah, so about an hour's drive away from Nelson is the Abel Tasman National Park, which is famous for its golden sand beaches, backed by lush native forest. There's a beautiful turquoise waters to go sailing, kayaking, swimming, or whatever you want to do in the water. There's really a lot to go and do over there, and it's also home to one of New Zealand's great walks, which is the Abel Tasman Coastal Track. So if you want to sample some multi-day hiking, that is a really awesome place to go and do there. And we'll make sure we'll link up to a list of things to do in the Abel Tasman National Park in the description below when we do the rebroadcast of this video.
Yep, there is also a fun fact about Nelson. It is actually the geographical center of New Zealand. So if you make a geographical center of the place, there is Nelson right in the middle. So there is a little hill to climb, and just up there is like the marker, the geographical markers of that. So that's a really fun thing to do as well. Nelson is also very famous for its awesome food. So as we mentioned, they grow a lot of fruit here, and there is also a lot of vineyards. So that usually comes with amazing food. And so they created something called the Great Taste Trail. So basically you rent a bike and you go from wineries to winery and taste some awesome wine and some awesome food. And definitely if you are a foodie, you're gonna love your time in Nelson.
Yeah. Another really awesome road trip that you can do from Nelson is to the Nelson Lakes National Park. And this is one of the sort of lesser known national parks in New Zealand, but there's really a lot of awesome walks to do, a lot of really short walks to do as well. So if you're not really into the multi-day trekking thing, then the Nelson Lakes National Park's definitely a good place to go. And that's got two, well, there's lots of lakes there, but the two most famous lakes are the Lake Rotowiti and Lake Rotorua. Both of them have beautiful views, amazing walks. So there's another place to escape to the wilderness for the day.
And finally, in Nelson, you can go mountain biking. Dunn Mountain has a lot of really fun trails there, and getting bikes is pretty easy. Depending on which hostel you're staying, usually you get free mountain biking hire. And last one, obviously, a lot of sun, a lot of water, so go by the beach and relax. That's basically it. What's the name of your favorite beach? I don't want to say yet.
So Tahuna Nui is a really awesome beach. Yeah, we did visit there ourselves, and we do have a video on it. So a very short video because we just literally went there to check it out. But it has some really awesome views of the Kaikoura Mountains, actually. So mountain views from the beach, and sometimes you can even see snow on those mountains,
It's
which
crazy.
is really awesome.
It's really cool. All right, so that is pretty much it for our take on Nelson City. If you like it, click like. If you find us useful, click subscribe. And obviously check out in the description below, because we'll add a lot of links that can be useful to you guys.